The power of Christ compels you. Welcome to Center of Life Foundation. Om Sri Saram Guru Deva Datta. Hello everyone, good to see you tonight. Friday night. Happy St. Patrick's Day. May good luck, good fortune. Hello Dana Trotter. Doing some new things. Before we get down to tonight's presentation, I'll get to that shortly. If you would, I'm gonna drop a link in the forum real quick. Feel free to try this. It would mean a lot to me if you did. Go to this website, this link, and see if you can sign in. Hello, Rena. This won't really work per se for phone just yet. Go to this link if you are on a computer. Let me see what happens. Hang on. Yeah, it works. Click that link. If you can, sign in. More effective if you sign in with your Google or email. You could try the social media. Twitter might work. Just give it a shot. But if you do the Google sign in and you do everything that's correct, it'll act like it's not going to work, but refresh your page and then give it a shot. Welcome to Center of Light Foundation. Tonight we are speaking about how we are the tribe, we are the universal cosmic nation. Tonight is Center of Light, SEPHORA, Jaunt to the Inner Realms. And when I say SEPHORA, I don't mean the store. I'm looking at a couple of things, forgive me. I got some new stuff happening. I don't mean the famous store from France, SEPHORA. I'll tell you a little more about that shortly. Let me see what's happening in the room. It helps me to get myself together. Hello, Lynn Marie, Dr. Katie Comarriage, Anjana Saidam. Saidam and I are watching. Sairam, Ram and I are watching. My brother Ram, I love me some Ram. So tonight we're going to be speaking about SEPHORA, Jaunt to the Inner Realms. If you're interested in, for me, one great aspect of what spiritual liberation is about is to be able to freely roam the universe. The omniverse. The omniverse is really, there's only one universe. But we get these subfolders and all that. Last night, I go to bed. I go to sleep only to wake up. And while I was out, it validates to me why I do this consistently. Liberation. What is liberation? It's whatever you think it isn't, most likely. There's no rules, there's no boundaries. It's all available. Let me do my monologue real quick. It helps me to fall in. The cycle of existing, we know it all too well. Obey, consume, reproduce, repeat. This is what spiritual liberation is really about, is to remove ourselves out of the cycle or the matrix, that word is now overused, out of the daily grind, getting on the expressway as late as possible because you want to sleep in because you're going to a job you cannot stand to do. And the same is true on the opposite. As soon as you punch out, you can't wait to get home from a job that you can't stand to do. So you speed back down the expressway this way. And now you got thousands upon thousands of people doing the same, and it creates this chaotic non-flow of traffic. Tonight we're going to be speaking about the inner realms. The inner realms refer to the hidden dimensions of our inner world, including our thoughts, feelings, and subconscious mind. These realms are the core of our being, and exploring them can lead to profound personal growth and self-discovery. Through practices like meditation, journaling, and therapy, we can gain access to these inner realms and explore the depths of our psyche versus a psychotic. And I don't mean that as a negative thing. I mean it towards myself. And for those who are willing to expand themselves beyond our own self-induced psychosis. And for those who have any form of, as I just described, God bless you. I am here to help ground you. Many people I know, if I am not a fit for you, will help ground you. And life for you will make a little more sense so you can take this inner. A lot of people who have schizophrenia, they are open. They're just not grounded. That's why it sort of creates this chaotic spin. At least that's what we would label it as. It doesn't mean it's chaotic for them whatsoever. Here we may, in the inner realms, we may uncover hidden beliefs, emotions, and patterns that drive our behavior and shape our lives. The inner realms can be both beautiful and terrifying. The door to God is the same door to hell. It's just a subconscious door that allows you to take the power that would be at your disposal. That's where the examining your core beliefs really come into play and or question. You should always question what you are experiencing. The inner realms can be both beautiful and terrifying. They hold our deepest desires and dreams, as well as our darkest fears and traumas. It can be difficult to face these aspects of ourselves, but doing so can lead to healing and transformation. As we delve into the inner realms, we may discover a sense of interconnectedness with all things. I'm going to jump into a big pile of spiritual gumbo about that in a little while. We may feel a sense of unity with the universe, which you will have no choice but to feel when you're actually able to explore these inner realms, and a profound understanding of our place in it, meaning the universe. Exploring the inner realms is a journey of self-discovery that requires courage and vulnerability, passion. I want to understand and experience what Keith and other people of the like are doing. Sincerity, I really mean it. Humble, dear Lord, take me where I need to go. It requires a genuflect, a bended knee kind of posture to ever be able to enter such realms. And the password is responsibility. Otherwise, you can't get in. And if you do get in without using the password of responsibility, you're not going to like the experiences you are having. It's not to promote fear, it's to promote there is a protocol. It can be challenging, but it is also deeply rewarding. By embracing the inner realms, we can unlock our full potential and live more authentic, fulfilling lives. These inner realms is really what you experience when you die. You never die. When you cross over. So the one benefit of experiencing the inner realms now is so that it will alleviate your mortality and your transition into your next experience more smooth. I want to check something real quick. Welcome to Center of Light Foundation tonight. Let's see what's happening. So no one took me up on my offer yet, but that's okay to go to the website. So now Center of Light, hello my sister Kathy, I'm sending you and Mac blessings for his surgery. Everyone, if you would, send Mac, my sister's husband, oodles of already healed vision, light, blessings. Hello, Adana. All right, let's get down to some presentation. We have all had experiences that seem so real because they are. If they were not real, how could such a thing ever have happened? So in this regard, it is real, at least to you in the moment that it is transpiring. So when we begin to use certain spiritual master keys, responsibility, passion, vulnerability, humility, and all sincerity, and all these facets of God, let me in. St. Peter, let me in. This is the whole point of the prophecy of heaven on earth, to experience the full glory of your divine Lord, oh my dear Lord, in the meat suit. Hence the reason you transition, leaving the meat suit becomes very smooth, very easy. In fact, you get to a point, and you will understand this in a moment, that you almost invite, welcome your mortality. I will share that with you now. Tonight is SEPHORA, not the store. I'll explain what SEPHORA is. Jaunt, if you don't know what jaunt means, a quick excursion to the inner realms of the mind, the universal mind. Om Sri Saram Guru Devadatta. You begin to chant this over and over. The personal mind begins to connect with the universal mind. The Agna, as Swans would say, begins to ignite, and the eye begins to open up. Pun intended. See what I mean? So last night, Keith goes to sleep only to wake up. I was aboard what I would call a craft. Doesn't mean a spaceship. It could be how my mind paints such a thing that I'm out and about with others, other beings. Many of them look human, many of them are human, or maybe it's a way again that my mind paints to understand these beings. There are many that look different, alien if you will, foreign to us, and I've seen many of those for many years, and even last night. I was aboard a craft in a living room. If spacecraft, and I don't mean necessarily hardware ships, the idea of a craft, something that is able to move around and about, some sort of conveyance, be it hardware, be it plasma, be it just an idea in the form of a thought form or an idea form. So what is SEPHORA? When I came to a state of absolute consciousness and settled myself, at first, of course, it's like, hey, what's going on? Whoa, I'm having an experience. I was at my father's in South Louisiana. One particular corner of his lot. And while I'm there, as I'm looking around, I see all this light phenomena. These little wisps of light. If you can imagine you're looking into some water and there's a school of fish, shiny fish, as they move really quickly, this light shimmers by. I saw this happening, this light shimmering all around me. And my fear, here's that door to the universe or hell. My fear was, what is this? Sounds like fun to me. So I invite this shimmering light phenomena. So I basically walk right into it. This was the doorway that opened me up to the inner realms of which I was able to jaunt, flow through last night. Those little light wisps consumed me. When this began to happen, as it began to integrate into my being, I was immediately shot through the top of my head, and I began to experience a celestial event, which led to celestial events. I'm reading some of my dictation, some of my notes. And this is what I was trying to get to when I said that once you begin to have these ongoing experiences, your fear of death will leave you, because you will know, not presume, assume, hope, you will know that you can never die. And then you will begin to experience this glory, this majesty. Oh my God, literally God, oh my God. When I was experiencing this celestial event, after these little shimmering flakes consumed me and I shot through the top of my head, I moved through a tube, a short wormhole, if there is such a thing, and I'm witnessing this celestial event. And in that moment, I didn't want to come back. It was so beautiful, so deep, so delicious. While we are on this earth, I don't want to leave my family. I don't want to die just yet. I get that. You ask anyone who has ever had a near-death experience, of course, the thoughts of their loved ones and their family and their children. But once they see the kingdom, they're like, and maybe some angelic forms say, I'm glad you had a glimpse, but you have to go back to earth. And you're like, I don't want to go back. Likewise with me last night. In that level of consciousness, there was no longer an earth for me. I just wanted to stay and stay and stay and continue in this conscious spiritual liberation. While I was there, in one of the slow down periods other than flying across the universe, having these experiences of celestial events, there was a being that was there by the name of SEPHORA. And no, he did not own the famous store. But there was a being there by the name of SEPHORA and quite a few of his friends. And somehow, unfamiliar to me until that moment, they were all my friends that I have long forgotten until SEPHORA began to, hey guys, Keith's here. And they begin to gather. And the question I asked SEPHORA was, once we, hey Keith, how's it going? And I got my quote, if there is such a thing for me, my wits about me. I asked SEPHORA, because after I did all this cosmic moving around, I felt I began to settle to hang out with SEPHORA and the friends, as if my time in this experience is soon to be over. I asked SEPHORA, well, what is your name? He said, my name is SEPHORA. And I asked, am I awake or is there another level down there where my body is still on the bed? Because it felt so real to me. I thought this was reality, my final destination before I continue the life of Keith Anthony Blanchard. Am I awake or is there another level down there where my body is still on the bed? He said, your body is on the bed while you are here. Notice his remark. Your body is on the bed while you, not Keith Anthony Blanchard, but the soul, the universal liberated mind is here. Your body is on the bed, but you are still here with us. So that is true, and I knew it. I knew it as to why I asked the question. And once he said, yes, you have a body on the bed still waiting for you to enter it, but right now you are still here. It all congealed for me that, wow, I am no longer there, I am here. There's such an amazing freedom and liberation in these experiences. The universe belongs to you. It is you at your birth, right? Your essence, who you really are. This is what any religion, spiritual doctrine is about. The achieving of being able to wield at your command. I lovingly command earth, water, fire, air, space through me to bring to me here now all that I am worth and deserve. This is the level of passion, sincerity, humility, and vulnerability I'm speaking about. I remember asking Swamiji, who's Swamiji? God on earth today. I remember asking him, what do you do when you retire to your quarters at night? He says, anything I want. He can go anywhere. He says, I travel. I can go anywhere. As Swamiji said in one of my recent posts, God is not anywhere. Everywhere is God. And because of the level of divinity, it's just a mere thought for him. For many of us, there's a little more work that needs to be involved. Before we move on to the video segment I did a few years ago, I'm going to check all the forums real quick. Welcome to Center of Light Foundation. We are the tribe. We are the nation of light. Claim it. It is yours. It is your birthright. Every day, every night. SEPHORA, jaunt to the enter into the inner realms. Elaine Leonard, Anjana said, I went to the website. It works. It's easier to see from here, especially from my phone. Sure, I get that, but I'm glad it works. So I'm learning this new technology so I can bring all of my listeners, followers, our tribe, it's not about me, to navigate to this place. So thank you, Anjana. Hello again, Brother Ram. Om Saram, Guru Deva Datta. So again, one of the reasons I work, play, is to achieve this level of spiritual liberation. Just think about it. Pun intended. Think about it. In this moment, I want to go see a star across the universe being born. And in a moment's notice, you are there. Literally. Having the thought in and of itself puts you there. You may not per se experience it, but on a thought level, you are there, and it requires the work behind the thought, which is the feeling that will push you to an actual experience. This is a Buddhist practice. Once you have a thought about launching yourself to anywhere, you are there on some level. It requires the discipline of opening and integrating the experience to be reality. So now we're going to move into a video I've done in the recent past, a presentation about more of spiritually traveling throughout the universe. It's not made up in the mind. It's made up in the mind. It's not a hallucination. Hallucinations are real. If you're having a hallucination, it is real. That's why you're experiencing it. But like I said, with the single thought, we have to bring it into a state of absolute conscious reality. It's about becoming conscious. And consciousness always brings joy. Unconsciousness always brings trouble. Jaunt to the inner realms. Those experiences that you had, that you woke up and felt, oh my God, it was so real. It's all real. Stop kidding yourself. You are the dream maker. You are the dream weaver. Believer, you could be. And then if you were, you would see the truth, which is your personal mind is connected to the universal mind. It's the same mind. It only makes it personal because we choose to personalize it with identity, fog, fear, identity crisis. Well, Shazam and ISIS, masculine and femininity. It's wanting to light you up, to give you your birthright birthday cake, for goodness sake. Have fun. You're having fun. It'll help you walk through these dimensional doorways. This is why I do, well, there's many reasons why I do what I do. But walking through doorways, higher conscious experiences, is what is the kindle for my flame. It really is. Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, my most recent release, bestseller. You can jump seat to Amazon. The link is in this forum. You can use the same link to leave me a review if you have already read this powerful, beautiful, delicious piece of spiritual cake of mine. I made some cake, y'all. I put whipped cream on it. There's ice cream. There's a cherry on it. Tonight we're going to move through doorways. Hello, Elaine Leonard. I had a landmark experience last night. We've all had, speaking for myself, I've had dreams. I've had lucid dreams, and they're just amazing. Last night was a lucid dream, but it turned into something else. There was an aha, a knowing involved. That was a landmark, an initiation to a new program. I've heard this said many, many years ago by a very illumined woman. She was a grandmother Indian, Native American Indian. And she mentioned, if I remember correctly, when you reach this particular place in your spiritual development, everything begins to open up. Doors begin to open up. Everything begins to open up. And it begins to exponentiate and widen very quickly in development, though there's much more development that needs to take place. Hello, Bob. But once you get to this level, the domino effect begins to happen. This happened last night. How do I know that that's what she was speaking about? Because you just know. How do you just know? Well, you just know. Because something was different. What was the difference? A state of awareness I have not experienced until last night, which is I got it kind of thing. So tonight we're going to be speaking about walking into doorways. Oh my God. Let me find my prop. Where's my prop? Oh, I'll find it shortly. Let me do support Center of Light. Going to be right back. Tonight is Center of Light Dimensions. Hello, Lord. Dreamweaver. Hello, beautiful Elaine. She says, you do just know love. I love it. Support Center of Light, merch to purchase. Be right back. Welcome back to Center of Light. Remember, I can't always send this out of the country. They want your arm, your leg, your mortgage, your house, and your firstborn child. But I will participate out of country, but you're going to have to pay for the shipping, and it can be costly. So hello, United States of America. Along with the Lotus Flower Incense Holder, thank you, Robert Harrison, my generous bro. Along with the Lotus Flower Incense Holder comes a box of Satya Sai Baba Nang Champa Agarbatti. It smells like that cake I told you I was going to bake for you. Good stuff. Tonight is Center of Light Dimensions. Dreamweaver. doorways, stargates, liberation. Every being in the universe wants liberation. Freedom. That's the game. That's the ticket. There's no other greater ticket in town. Freedom. Well, Keith, I'm pretty free to live in America. I'm speaking about freedom. All restrictions, all walls just come tumbling down. Last night, I had an aha moment in my dreamscape. It was just a simple, what? I've been doing this for so long. The only thing that changed was the level of aha that I got. Let me look at my notes before I let go and freelance. This is why I do what I do. Though I have peace at my base, I'm interested in other worlds, other conscious, high-level experiences. So what fired off in me is a knowing of how to unlock the doors. Keith, please tell me how. Sure I will. Of course I will. I don't know if I can even tell you. You see, because it's not a formula that I can give you that you can implement and have the same success. You are you, I am me, and we are we. But I'm here to motivate, nurture, support, become the example of the fire in me, the wanting, which will open any door, the passion. In this normal occurrence of lucid dream experience I had last night, this knowing inserted itself. I must warn you that when you begin to play on these levels, you have to be ever vigilant and diligent. Understand that the same law of karma applies. God's house of many mansions. We've all heard that. Hello, Lewis, my bro. God's house of many mansion, right? You have your own mansion and you can do what you want in your mansion, but you still cannot violate other energy. It's your king or queendom, but don't be dumb. So what you do is when something comes into your experience that you just want to simply abolish or get rid of, or I'm done with you, I'm not interested in your experience, instead of smiting them, you simply use your divine will and say, you're not welcome at this party tonight. Please exit the front door. Laura says, John 14:2. I'm assuming this is the house of many mansions. Thank you. So you can have exactly what you want. And now, than in previous times, is the time to do that. If you're interested, if you're such a one who wants to become unified, liberated in your soul to have all these cosmic experiences, it's not hard. I will lay out multiple techniques tonight, but it's not hard. Well, Keith, must I? It's none of that. It's just simply, oh my God, the exhilaration, the excitement. Little puppy dog about to be bought and his tail's wagging. He's in a window. I'm going home with my new parents. Likewise, we go home, liberation, to our divine parent, which is all possibility. And you can have exactly what you want. Do you even know what that is? Do you know what it is that it's exactly what you want yet? Have you narrowed it down? Yeah, I like cars, I like food, I like all these things, but do you know what you really, really want? Tell me what you want, what you really, really want, what you really, really want. Have you narrowed it down? Sure, you could write it in a few paragraphs, which I strongly suggest. And then you get more clear. You get more clear, and then you reread your 2 paragraphs or whatever it is. And you begin to remove all the extraneous parts. I wanted this and I wanted that. I want to experience this and I want to experience that. Can we narrow down these multiple words that describe having fun just to having fun? But it requires the elimination removal process of all those things we wrote so that we can emote that very vibratory energy. that took 2 paragraphs that now only takes 1 paragraph. And eventually, through this process, we become so clear, my dear, we become so clear that everything flips over on its head. The heart becomes higher than the mind, which it already is. So that when you move into these dimensions, you know exactly what to do to stay in it longer. For me, it's about moving cosmically as I choose to experience, celebrate, offer to others liberation. There's an aha that will begin to happen. One of the first ahas is you remember the dreams you had last night. First aha. Because sometimes we all wake up and it's like, I know I dreamed something that had to do with my friend John Doe, but I can't wrap the whole scenario around my head. So the first part of waking up in the dream scenario, because all of this is just a dream in the mind of God. So the trick is, the desire is, coming to a state of consciousness in the dream, in the mind of God. When this happens, game is on. So the first component to waking up in the dreamscape is remembering last night you had a dream and being able to recall that. Number 2, waking up in the dream, and fleeting it may be, but you are not only tomorrow going to repeat and remember what you dreamed, you know some sliver, some fleeting aspect of yourself had a glimpse through the door. I was there. I didn't just dream it and I'm remembering it and I'm writing it down. I was there. Congratulations. Step 3. Hello, Ted Ruiz, my bro. Step 3. I think this is what it means to be conscious in a dreamscape. And you start to begin to become Ready Player One, like the movie. And as you begin to interact, it shuts off and you wake up in the bed. Congratulations, don't be upset. You want to go to the gym to gain bigger muscles? You have to work your muscles. Likewise, you have to learn, work, exercise your awareness spiritual muscles, your conscious spiritual muscles. So congratulations, you've achieved the level of being conscious longer. And eventually, wait a minute, whoa. I know I have a body laying on a bed a gazillion light years away, down there on Earth somewhere. Now you're really starting to do the work, or play rather. Sometimes it can get a little squishy, wishy, washy in these experiences because we're playing with energy now in this level, on another level, and it gets a lot more fluid like water. It's just fluid. And then the next level, the next phase, the next level of elevation is being in the experience and staying there pretty freaking long. And now, hello, Nori Love, I felt you come in, and now you can interact. Again, it may flee from you because you've taken a new level. Stay with it. And the next time you have another experience where you're interacting, the interaction lasts a little longer. The next level is being able to invite into your lucid experience exactly what you want. Deceased loved ones, star beings. You want to go watch a planet being born in the universe, you can do that. There's nothing that is impossible. Not one single solitary thing is impossible. Tonight is Center of Light Dimensions. Dreamweaver, I believe you can get me through the night. Fly me through a starry sky, maybe to an astral plane. And by the time you get to this level, you're going to be jazzed up. All of your uncertainties and doubts about other worlds and other beings living on other worlds will simply just go away from you. And then you will begin to feel your connection to everything in the dream, in the mind of God. God itself, in all of its multifaceted expressions. Here's the kicker. You will absolutely begin to lose your fear of death, because you will have already touched what it's like to have passed over. Last night was the next level for me. Something came in and said, you know how to unlock doors, Keith. Unlock them. Unlock them. People were causing me some discomfort. I said, bro, you need to leave my house. My house, my room, my dwelling in the house of many mansions. You need to leave my quarters. Goodbye. Just command it. I know it to be so. And they simply disappear. Because you've launched them out of your conscious spectrum. And you've launched not only yourself and the situation, but your dwelling to another level entirely, as to why they simply disappear. Because they can no longer be a part of your home, which is consciousness. Home is consciousness. Home is consciousness. Home is consciousness. And then you begin to invite exactly what you want. Remember, karma is still very much active on all levels. Think you can get a little mean with someone just because it's in your dwelling? You can. And then all of a sudden will come down the road for you is lots of helling. So we don't necessarily change as we begin to open up doors, because it's no longer, or it's fleeing from us, that our nature is no longer as such. We're no longer angry or mean or vengeful. But some people have mastered the art of spirituality in such a way that they can do exactly what they want. We all can do exactly what we want. Some of us know better. Know better. Yes, David, it's multidimensional understanding. It's seeing. Seeing included with seeing, but included with seeing. Included with seeing. It's all seeing, a way of taking in information. This is spiritual liberation. God is all powerful. God is all knowledgeable. God is omnipresent. We know knowledge is power, so when we understand God and we get close to God, we get all knowledge. And when we get close to God, because of all knowledge, we get all power. And then when we get all knowledge and all power, we see that God is everywhere, and then we can begin to melt, merge, and mingle with our divine parent who's omnipresent. Then the doors begin to open up. The doors begin to open up. I'm going to give you some techniques shortly, but right now I'm doing my fall inside Jay Leno monologue. Last night I was choosing to fly. I just want to fly right now. I want to go 2,000 feet in the air, and 2,000 feet I went. Come back down, there are people or beings or energies. Because you see, in these realities, people say, well, Keith, it's the dream world. Many people believe that there is a parallel world to the earth that is basically an empty stage for which we can all go to act out our thoughts, our undealt with things. I have no doubt that exists, because in infinity, everything does exist. This is not what I'm speaking. And even so in a demo world where you can practice your spiritual expansion, though there will be other beings, fictitious beings, if you will, because it's the practice world, doesn't mean that your intentions are not very lively. So it doesn't matter. When you get out to these realms, time does not exist. It does not exist. So you don't want the backlash, though you may have a spooky, scary moment, hello Halloween, in the moment that you were intending something with malice or harm or whatever to someone else, the karma is not complete until it physically kisses you on your face. Remember this seed you planted in the dream world? Well, the plant has grown, and it turns out to be poison sumac, a poison oak, a poison ivy, and you begin to itch and scratch. Let me share with you what a few of infinite dimensions are. Right now, we're hanging out in this beautiful platform of Center of Light, and I thank you for it. It's because of you. That's one dimension. Tonight, when you go to sleep, that's another dimension. The taste in your mouth is the tasting dimension. The sounds you hear with your ear is the auditory dimension. The feelings is the emotional dimension. Your thinking is its mental dimension. Your eyes are its seeing dimension. So when you're awake, like now, that is one dimension. And when you're sitting at school and you're awake and you're doing this with your pencil on the desk, daydreaming, you are in the one dimension of being awake, sitting in your desk, entertaining a second dimension. You've already walked through a door. Likewise, when you are sleeping at night and you become conscious, knowing that something is different, I'm somehow here, sleeping, and you waken into the dream, you've crossed into the same dimension and contrast that I mentioned a second ago when you were daydreaming. Awake and you fall into a dream, and the opposite reflection of that is you're sleeping at night and then you wake up. When you get really good at this, your spiritual expansion begins to move, melt, and meld and swell into there is no longer this dimension or that dimension. Because the waking, when you're daydreaming, and the sleeping, when you become lucid, all four of these become one. And so guess what happens to the human being? You've integrated these levels, these dimensions. There's no longer a split. You may use words to describe with your friends. Well, last night when I was sleeping. But that's not really what's happening for you anymore. Invite loved ones into your experience. And I'm not talking about just dreams. I'm on fire because of what engaged in me last night. Walking through these doorways. Simply just walking right through it. And if there's no door, you create the door. Well, Keith, do I have to create the door? You don't have to create anything. You just create what you just call up what you want. Some people create a crank and they start cranking this crank. I want to go watch A Star Being Born. And they begin to turn this crank, the living shit out this crank. Some people create a bell and they begin to bang on the bell. Some people just say, Star Being Born. And Barbara Streisand steps up. Or Lady Gaga or Bradley Cooper or Chris Christopherson, A Star Being Born, and they show up and they rise to the occasion and they watch this celestial event. This is the land I'm treading on, and I'm grateful to be able to share this with you. So I'm not asking you to necessarily become good dream weavers as far as remembering your dreams and writing it down into a log. And if this is where you are in your definition or in your growth or in your process, fantastic. You're on your way. But you have to make your way deeper into the forest and move through the boogeymen and all the Halloween ghouls and move into the earth schools, the parallel earth schools. Learn your craft. Doors will begin to open up for you. It may start off as a very faint memory. It will begin to expand. You get to stay longer. You get to stay longer. You get to stay longer. And then you begin to integrate all these 4 dimensions I mentioned ago. And then you never leave. You are a dream weaver. Many years ago, 19, let's say, no, it's not 19. Let's say 2002. Went to bed, finished playing music. I come to a state of full-blown consciousness. And I'm in an experience with a wife, 2.5 children, nice car, average house. I had a job. I lived there for 2 weeks. Every day. Woke up in the morning, waited as long as I possibly could, ate breakfast, hauled ass down the highway to get to a job I didn't like, do my task, get in the car, haul ass all the way home, because I can't wait to get home because I hate my job, eat supper, hang out with the kids with TV for a little while, watching some Walt Disney, made love to the wife, went to bed. I did this for 2 weeks. You know that experience that happens to you when you wake up in the morning, you feel that pull, that tug that brings you back to your bedroom and you wake up? Well, I begin to feel that pull, that tug. So I'm waking up from this 2-week experience with the wife and the 2.5 kids. Only to find myself thinking to myself, oh my God, what an amazing dream that was. I just had a dream. This is what I'm telling myself. I just had a dream that I was in another place with another wife and other children for 2 weeks. And this experience, I had a wife, 3 or 4 kids, went to a job, came back, did this every day for a week. Thinking this was my reality. And then I felt the pull again, and I find myself in this time experience, Keith Blanchard experience, bedroom. Chew on this. I lived 2 weeks, dimension somewhere. It's still active, and I am still there. Like many of us are. You're a multifaceted, multidimensional creature, stardust, and all that beautiful stuff. To wake up, to find myself in another reality for a week, only to wake up in my room to realize I lived 3 weeks in 8 hours, and it was real. How do I know it was 2 weeks and a week? Because I went to work for 10 days, and then the next week I went to work for 5 days. Tonight is Center of Light Dimensions. Dreamweaver, are you conscious of the dream you're living? Do you think this is reality? This is a dream. The game is to become conscious of the dream in the mind of God. When you do this, oh my God, the dominoes that have been in your way begin to tumble and fall, and you begin to become erect, balanced, and rise. Welcome back to Center of Light Foundation. We are the tribe. We are the nation of light. Never forget that. You are the light. It's not necessarily about living in the light. It is, but it's you. In that presentation from a few years ago, when I talked about these, you're not welcome in my house, which it actually meant that when you get out there, in there rather, more to the point, down to the point, that when you begin to meander, explore these dimensions, you may come across some negative beings. And that's what I meant by saying, you don't belong here. If you give it a judgment versus an observation, in judgment, like, oh my God, you're a bad thing, go away, there's an emotional charge, which creates karma. Karma meaning action. You will receive what you've stuck out. As observation, it's like, hence I said in the presentation that you just saw, which is, we're trying to have fun at this party tonight. You're not welcome here, kind of idea. Same thing I expressed quite a few times when a Ouija board, of all things, opened up the door to God for me. Because I knew that when you approach an Ouija board with the intention of playing, you will get playing back. So it'll bring entities that want to play. I knew that. How? I don't know how I knew that, but I knew that. When we just started with all these Ouija board sessions, it was like, don't come in here and start trouble. I am the bouncer, and I will kick you out on the double and the triple. So it's about understanding your power. Some people use scripture. In the name of Jesus, I rebuke you. If that's your tool, fantastic. But understand also fantastically that in such fear-based mindset that you're going to call upon a deity to protect you, which I do understand and I still do, it's not about taking self-responsibility. That I am the one effulgent with the power of 10,000 sons and daughters of the living Christ. When you command such a presence, then only presence will you experience. The doorway to God, heaven if you will, is the same doorway to hell. In through the outdoor, out through the indoor. It doesn't matter. It's all about the score, the mark you leave. Do you believe what I'm telling you? Or selling you? Spiritual liberation, without hesitation, is to do exactly what you want, beyond the ideal of what even America stands for. Actually, currently, but really America stands for that ideal. Liberation, however that means to you. What is the First Amendment, Second or Third, religious rights, whatever that is for you. I'm telling you, sharing with you, hoping for you that you choose this day, this night, these nights, as I do these presentations, that you take your if you choose, take your liberation seriously. Because when you pass to the other side, you will experience the very same things I'm offering to you here right now. That is the whole point of the prophecy of heaven on earth. That I can have what I'm going to have when I cross to become the boss of yourself and your life and your consciousness and what it is you want consciously and clearly and dearly, sincerely. This is the whole point of the prophecy. Whether you choose it now or later, doesn't matter. You are perfect as you are. But the opportunity, more so than ever in 2023, belongs to you. In fact, it is really why you are here and what you are due. It's up to you to choose such liberation or not. It's time to shit or get off the pot. You are loved beyond measure. Never forget that. When we understand who walks beside us at every moment, we will never, ever be afraid again.